No Earthshakers up until that game, last game.
Ooh. So there's the deviation. Venge comes out second.
Makes it difficult to save somebody if they are swapped when
Yep.
they get stunned. So that's probably the idea behind it. And I'm curious if Beast Coast will go ahead and snatch up that Illusion Hero.
10 seconds.
Even though Earthshaker on paper is like good against Illusion Heroes, I do think TB is still
5
decent because you
seconds
buy like
remaining.
SNY, BKB, and you aren't necessarily clumped up around your illusions, and then you can reflect the Venge.
Venge, yeah. get
Right,
that
so
aura.
they might even go for an early pick TB here, but maybe the hero's just not powerful enough. Maybe that's
Yeah.
the reason.
We're seeing fit pretty little. There's been 1 or 2 TBs, but not what it quite used to be. Venge does feel like a it's like that to me. This is them. Okay, the Nature's Prophet didn't quite work. What's another kind of flexible opening 2 pick? Because we've seen the Venge play as a support. It can play in that core role with the Ags build, and to me, this is just a slight kind of tweak in the drafts from Puppy to try and fix things here for game number 2.
Yeah, we thought they might have to go back to the drawing board, and this is certainly a hot take, or a different take, I guess you could say. Their game plan. Last game was very skirmishy based, I guess you could say. Low cooldown, and Venge is more about like long drawn out team fights, damage, minus armor. So we could be seeing like SFs or Slardars or something like that.
Team secrets.
And they
turn to
instantly
ban.
pick the Storm, which to me is okay against Venge, because if she swaps somebody and they barely get out, the Storm can probably go finish them off. But you're also dealing with Shaker, who's a hero who can stun you from long range, setting up for other stuns, such as the Venge, that would normally
10
struggle
seconds remaining.
to connect against the Storm. But definitely a
5
Chris Lux
seconds
special.
remaining.
He needs a hero that can kind of just go deep.
Beast coasts turn to ban.
Like we saw the Void Spirit there. It's crazy how Beast Coast, out of all the teams, they just randomly die on the map. You know, remember when Chris Luck was at the tier 2 top with 4 people collapsing on him?
Yeah.
And you just wonder how he got there. And then you look and see that the rest of Beast Coast is farming 3 lanes, so
10 seconds
makes sense.
remaining.
There's a method to what
Whatever
they're
it
doing.
is,
Yeah,
yes.
when you scratch your head
5
and you look around like,
seconds
okay, it kind of makes sense. I think with this Storm pick, it's also like, to me, when you talked a bit last game about, okay, what to do when you have that second pick, how you get the last pick of the second phase and the third, the final phase. That's the one pick where first pick has the edge, is that 4th pick of the draft, so to speak, where they pick Storm, because they pick it, then they get the bans. It does feel like a position where you want to pick a core hero that can
10
have a high
seconds
impact on the game.
remaining.
yeah, it's also covered a bit by the Shadow Demon. You don't
5
want to
seconds
pick heroes
remaining.
like Lena usually, because they struggle against the lack of mobility that they have in their kit from the Demonic Purge. From, like, they can't build
Beast
Yules
coasts turn to
anymore,
ban.
anything like that. Death Prophet, these heroes that generally lane dominate against Storm that I'm thinking of. Quap, pretty much the only one left that doesn't mind getting purged because of her innate blink.
Quap band.
Yeah, I'm saying like
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I
Oh,
think
sorry,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
they're covering their bases really
I
well
see.
with the bans plus the 2 picks they have. Teams
10
usually have
seconds
very
remaining.
refined 1-2s. Like if they pick Shadow Demon, they have like
5
probably
seconds
across
remaining.
all their scrims maybe 3 or 4 heroes they've ever picked in this second roll.
Secrets turn to
And
ban.
that surprisingly, Anti-Mage, Shadow Demon's kind of decent against them. You can disrupt him and get his mana burn. But Storm, very annoying to play, obviously.
So, and Team Secret banging out that silencer. I think with
10
with the
seconds
Shaker that
remaining.
and how last game went, that is a good idea.
It just makes it so difficult
5
to play.
seconds
All the
remaining.
items Earthshaker
yeah.
wants to buy, none of them allow him to execute his combo against Silencer. You don't want to buy like BKB or Lotus or anything like that. You don't mind buying Yules, but you're not getting global, then Yulesing yourself, and then and then Echo slamming somebody. That's not how it goes.
Yeah, you need that instant response. So, we'll see what that last band's going to be, and then we'll head into Team Secret's
turn
pick
to
here. So they banned the Sven, maybe feeling like okay, Wraith King was last TI, Sven is this TI for K1.
I think Wraith King is not as bad as he seems. They gave him a little bit of a buff, and his build with the Soaring, I've seen a lot of people go the Soaring build. It's pretty scary. They go for Lesh, another hero that used to get owned by SD because he built Yules and you just can't Yules yourself, but A lot of Lushes are kind of going, just skipping that and going like Mana Boots, Eternal Shroud, Bloodstone, just items that are you're gonna tank and stand in place. But man, this
10
is the
seconds
prime
remaining.
Terrorblade game. If you're ever gonna pick Terrorblade game, Beast Coast,
5
this is it.
seconds
We saw it
remaining.
earlier from LGD against Quincy Crew, who had the Venge Lash.
Beastcoast's turn to pick.
So here it is, baby.
Oh.
Let's go, Terrorblade.
It's the prime Nyx assassin game. I'll tell you that as well.
Yeah, pretty good against the Lash. I guess Venge, you can easily carapace her spells, and
Yep.
probably Shakers as well. They don't have any summons heroes. Those
10
are usually the
seconds
biggest issues for
remaining.
Nyx.
Yes.
Heroes that can kind of just throw stuff at you, and you have to defend yourself, but you don't feel
5
good about it.
seconds remaining.
So maybe they'll go for that, like put Venge 5, go for like Lycan.
Yeah.
Lycan right now looks scary to Shadow Demon Nyx supports.
One of the heroes I saw some people predicting to be like a most picked or most spent hero was Beastmaster. But that hero is nowhere to be seen.
It's too fragile in the laning phase, I think. I think the hero, if it gets off the ground, is really strong, but you have to have a specific situation for it to get off the ground. So if that's the case, it means the hero will never usually be early grounded.
It seems like the Lycan is just better and preferred by most teams. Like
It's
as far as it's
easier, I
the
think.
Helm builder, you've got the utility of the Ags build later on too. If you get the nice synergy, we've seen a lot with the Tiny.
You don't have to be with your creeps, I think, is the biggest thing. On Beastmaster,
Oh,
you have
yeah.
to be in the radius of them with your aura, and on Lycan, you can just have a dragon that hits for 230 damage, and you don't have to be anywhere near it.
Team Secret's turn to pick.
And they go Gyro, which I like a lot less than Terrorblade. As of now, I'm gearing him up to get swapped in and die. That's what I'm looking at for Gyro. It's very hard for him to tank these spells. Usually Gyro wants a sustain support, like Wyvern, because you still have your Ag Side Gunner going off.
10
Io,
seconds remaining.
anything like that, Oracle, but not the case. I'm just concerned of his ability to actually stand his ground. Okay, what are these
Ooh,
rolls?
what? Core Venge, I believe. I'm guessing.
It could also be Core Shaker
Yeah.
with like 4 Shaman, 5 Venge. But I'm imagining it's 5 Shadow Shaman, 3 Venge, 4 Shaker. That's what would come to mind.
10 seconds
There's a lot of
remaining.
lockdown and control from this Team Secret side. Shaker, Shaman, it's like 2 of the most
5
lockdown heavy
seconds
supports.
remaining.
No saves. I mean, they have Shadow Demon and
Team
Disruption.
Secret's turn to
but
ban.
They're gonna cast one spell on you. You're gonna get disrupted, and then it's either gonna be Fissure or Split Earth, or even just Shaman just insta hexing you
Yeah.
after you come out. It's not gonna exactly feel like you got saved. You kind of just got your fate delayed.
It's like one of those games where like
10 seconds
something like a
remaining.
Legion commander with an Ag shard or something could be really nice to save your
5
cores.
They
seconds
might have to
remaining.
all in that offlane save, like Legion, Abaddon, Omni Knight.
Yeah.
I've heard crazier things. It's not ideal though against Venge. Venge is so good as a combo breaker against saves, because the guy's just in your base
Beastcoast's
now
turn
rather
to
than
ban.
on top of you.
Team Secret's turn
Morphling
to ban.
banned against Gyro makes sense.
That was the niche hero everyone was petrified of. If you go back a year or two as well, I think he won like some crazy number of games on Morphling in a row.
Yeah,
He had
that
like
was back when he had the attribute shift where when you were stunned. I remember Secret was just first round
10
picking it
seconds
every
remaining.
tournament. Free wins all around.
5 seconds remaining.
So what's Secret to worry about here? Definitely some questions about where their lane's going, which is a good thing when you have that last pick of the draft, having that kind of flexibility. Probably a Matu hero picked up last, but we've even seen safe lane Lesh. Theoretically, safe lane Venge is not completely out of the question. Yeah, okay, it's out of the sounds like out of the question.
Yeah, the thing about Venge in this meta is her job is to kind of die. I think that's what makes her
Yeah.
good. And as a carry, as an off lane, if you're an Ags and you're still getting XP because your Ags illusion grants you XP, that's fine. But as an off laner, that does not feel good. Or as a carry, I mean, that doesn't feel good.
I think this any scenario where you do that is like you've got the morph mid or something that will carry the game, but
Okay.
yeah, does it's a hero I've seen Zai playing pubs on the offlane Venge, so seeing him and Yapster playing that
10
Venge Shaker
seconds
lane would make
remaining.
sense.
I'm down for some Echo Saber Juggernaut here. Oh, Medusa.
You may
Against
now
Nyx?
select your heroes.
Against Nyx Shadow Demon? I feel like those supports are really good against Medusa. It goes incredibly well with Venge. Medusa loves Venge on her team.
Yeah.
The AoE minus armor, the AoE or the bonus damage on all of her split shots. It gives them the hero to rally around. There's so much counter initiation coming out from Secret, and it's just a matter of how well do these stunning heroes lock down the Nyx. Because if Nyx is removed from the equation, it looks like a really good Leshrac Medusa game. but with Nyx getting mana burns off, if he ever gets items, I think Beast Coast will be smooth sailing from there.
Is forward position, so not going to be completely starved, but it's still a Nyx here that just, regardless of position, is going to struggle to find a lot of farm.
I've got an easy prediction for this game.
Yeah?
If Beast Coast gets a Philosopher's Stone, they're going to win the game. That's my prediction. I think Nyx needs like Ags
Yeah,
plus
yeah.
one item to actually do the job that he needs to do in this game. Ags Etherlands kind of thing.
Yeah. Maybe even want to get your Shadow Demon in Axe, though.
True. Very true. The break does break split shot, even though it's a toggleable spell.
If they get Philosopher's Stone and steal Team Secret's Philosopher's Stone, they definitely win.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, you know, I will bet something of my life on that one. You know, like I'll my right arm. You know, if they get
Yeah.
2 Philosopher's Stones on Beast Coast. Now, just don't actually drop your Philosopher's Stone, please, Team Secret, because if there was the small chance that you still win, that would not be pleasant.
That's
for
probably
them.
going to be one of the worst
It
neutral items
feels
you could.
good to be this good.
To
drop or
accidentally
lose,
give to the
yeah.
enemy team. I
It
think
feels good to be
for
this good.
Whisper, Sand King's a really
Prepare
farm-heavy
for
offlaner that would prefer to not have to always be fighting. Obviously, he's great at just being a blink stunner for your team. And they don't have the best way of punishing that. Earthshaker Venge. Earthshaker needs to get blink. Venge needs to farm the Ags. So that window where Sand King may feel pressured to have to go do things may not exist this game. So we may be looking at 3 very farmed heroes for Beast Coast, similar to last game where Whisper's sitting on a lot of net worth, similar to Timbersaw.
Smoke in. Yaps are in position with the boots to get away, and well, they'll get a D ward out of it and probably have to deny their own ward here, but a decent outcome overall. Kind of a neutral outcome. Maybe you play the mind game and don't deny it, because Secret's going to be like, okay, they denied it, so we're not going to
30
sentry it.
seconds
So
to
you just
battle.
leave it there.
Yeah, early warding makes me tired whenever I think about it. These
Tired.
supports just do such finesse little things with their wards, where I'm like, man, that must have been like 1,000 games of just randomly placing wards and experiencing what people do, and there's just so many slight
The battle
possibilities on such a
begins.
seemingly simple part of the game nowadays. You know, back in the day, I feel like I could just drop a observer ward in lane or something. You know, call it good. That doesn't fly anymore.
And those early game D wards, it's a lot of gold. I was talking
It's
to
XP
Jenkins
too.
about it. Yeah. I feel like Observer would give too much gold. It's kind of crazy how value sentries are. Like, even if you only get like an Observer with every 3 sentries, they still pay for themselves.
I am down for observers to give 0 XP and gold for the first like 5 minutes. I'm down.
Okay.
I'm down for them to do that because I think it should still be rewarding to deward, but it can actually decide lanes. As Puppy just gives him an ether shock to the face.
Wow.
Did he have a fairy fire? No, he didn't have like any way to survive that. He
Got
just
Demolished. Double Ether Shock and some right click. I mean, Shaman, 74 base damage. You don't mess around with that.
yeah. Ether shock is 140 damage too. It's one of the highest damage spells in the game, level 1. 140 to the face. Something about like what he was doing there on Nyx, he just looked really confident. Like he's the aggressor.
Yeah.
You know?
I only caught the second half of. Oh, he's got his buddy. I saw 2 sticks. I was like, what's going on here? I just bring his buddies. But yeah,
What?
definitely catching the second half there. I was like, okay, this looks. I don't know how he got in this position, but it's not a good position to be in.
Yeah, I think at that point, if you try to run, you're gonna die anyway. So you kind of just commit, and it looks epic. You know, you're just dying as a man.
Yeah, run. You get forced to use all your regen and don't trade at all. But I can see, you know.
Well, I'm
Be
saying
forced.
like what looks better, you know, what he did, or like walking away and
Stop.
dying.
I mean,
They both look pretty bad.
walking
alright?
away and living, maybe?
It's
Was
like,
that an option? Was that ever an option?
I'm saying at some point in that engagement, he realized that the
Yeah.
only way back was in a body bag. So he took that route, and he committed, and I respect that commitment.
Free TP scroll. Right?
True.
Those things cost 100 gold.
He did end up using it immediately after, but the thought is there about the free TV scroll.
Yeah.
Oh, he might be
Stinker.
going down here.
Yeah.
Level 2
He's
bench.
blocked. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Who's going down? Both are going down.
That's a Yapsor play right there. Yapsor 100% called that play. Hey man, we're gonna be able to kill the Shadow Demon. Maybe before you die.
Solo XP and gets the gold. Taking a look at the mid lane. Nisha not going to land the split earth. Could be not really any trouble, but not winning the trade war so far. Chris Luck not going to be able to get to this water rune in time. That would have really hurt Nisha's lane, but Storm vs. Lesh, so far Storm with a pretty decent CS advantage.
Zoning.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not. I'm pretty sure this matchup's about 50-50. I have to consult Eternal Envy on that one.
It feels good to be this good. It feels good to be this
Or
good.
PPD.
2 mid lane specialists
Yes.
from and a mid lane specialist too. And
That means that, like, cream of the crop, yeah.
yep. Well, Stinger coming on in, trying to see what's going on. Nice timing for him to come up here to stop the stacks from happening, but he may pay for this with his life. Tries to go for the bounty. Oh, he canceled his attack there. Was going for the deny, but didn't get it.
He
But
then tried to deny with his illusions, so
yeah.
he tried really hard, but at least he didn't have to pay the price of any
Yep.
retribution.
He stopped the stacks from happening, which in itself feels, I think, pretty good.
He's
See.
mainly got nothing better to do, I think, right?
He's getting in, blocking the small camp, and just being an absolute pest. Schofield's blocking camps. They're blocking camps all over the place. As Nisha's looking for the split earth, not going to find it as he cancels the animation. Constant harass war in this minute. 22 to 12. That is a big deficit. As K1 goes down in the bottom lane. Oh, playing too aggressive there.
Venge is a scary hero. A lot of damage from both heroes with the magic missile doing 180 and the minus armor of Wave of Terror. Interestingly enough, Zai might be leveling his passive soon.
Mid lane? No, they're just going to secure around. I was like, both supports rotating in. They're going to get the double water rune, I believe. They're at least going to stop Nisha refilling his bottle.
I'm going to keep an eye out on this. I think Zai is purposely not leveling his passive so the lane doesn't push.
Okay.
He wants it near his tower.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. 'Cause usually people go 2-2-0. He didn't take stats, did he? Okay, that would look really bad. And now he just takes the point and wave. You're making me look bad, Zai. I took time out of my day to recognize that.
Yeah, I'm sure thinks about another stun, but doesn't go for it.
Whisper's doing great top for a Sand King. Sand King struggles early levels usually. And even though Medusa's still winning by a few CS, they don't, like, Sand King's similar to Axe. He starts cutting creep waves, and they don't really stop him as compared to what we saw earlier. So he should have a pretty feels-good start. He's already gone for the Soul Ring, which allows him endless sandstorms. Queuing up the Tranquils.
Chris Luck just hit level 6. And he's going to use that to ball lightning over the fissure. Get out of there, okay.
Whew. I have to imagine there's some small camps in there.
It feels good to be this.
Yeah, probably. But either way, that is a big farm advantage going his way.
Secret has an insanely greedy draft. Like Venge, farming
Yeah.
offlaner. Medusa, very farming safe laner. And Lesh, I would say his early momentum is based off of either him crushing the lane or his other heroes being like really strong so he can just like follow them. And so I'm imagining there's going to be a lot of do nothing from Secret. And Storm Sand King. Also greedy cores that are usually hindered by their need to participate in the game. And I don't think they're going to have that. So I'm really leaning towards Beast Coast going into the mid game.
Yeah, they're just playing the lanes really well so far.
Feels good
The
to
Gyro
be
did
this
die that one time, but he still managed to continue his farm. They've got 3 of the top 4 net worth heroes. They are looking for that 6-minute rune now. Puppy even rotating towards mid to try and secure it. Arcane rune secured for Nisha. Nicely done. They get the Hex on Chris Luck, followed up by the Shackles. The Split Earth going to be there as well, and Chris Luck gets punished for trying to steal the rune. Well played by Secret to bring numbers.
If you showed me that clip and you asked me to guess which mid lane player at TI did that, I would have probably guessed Chris Luck. He sees 3 heroes at the rune, and he's like, I don't think he's going to be ready for me to do this.
I was trying to think who else I would pick to do something like that. I'm like, I'm not,
Chris Luck is consistently inconsistent about his plays, guys. Trust me, it's quite a marvel to see, and it works. He's at TI multiple years in a row, so I'm not going to question it.
It's the crazy aggression and the wildness to it that sometimes succeeds. Similar to, I mean, it's like him and Schofield just have similar playstyles in different roles.
I think these guys are just meant for each other this entire game.
Yeah. And you can see, yeah, they've stuck together since that run several years ago, and it's continued to work for them. Yeah, they didn't do that well the last major, but they've been a dominant force, at least in the South American DPC League, getting first place and then second place.
Yeah, you know, and Dota teams are just like a relationship, you know, and I'm sure these guys think these other guys, they get me.
Yeah.
They understand.
And I'm sure there were times, you know, you have those low points where they thought about, you know, do we need to make a roster change, but they stuck it out.
Yeah, I think they thought about making a roster change, and then they went into a pub, and Chris Luck dove tier 3s, and nobody joined him, and he's like, man, I miss my teammates right now. And then they never thought about it again.
Yeah.
That was it. So it seems like the gyro stats build is the way. Pretty much everyone's doing it. Ever since they nerfed Flat Cannon back to the mana cost, or not back to, but increasing the mana cost at higher levels, it just doesn't seem like there's an alternative unless you have IO. You just don't have enough mana to work with. And the alternative could be like buying Falcon Blade and a bunch of clarities, but that's inconvenient.
Yeah.
So let's just not do that.
Epicenter? No.
Okay.
Well, that puppy wasn't quite in range for the level 1 Bar Strike.
Another wonderful change that's happened this year for Sand King. One of the best quality of life changes is that Epicenter is a channel rather than or a cast point rather than a channel, so you can cancel it.
Shadow Demon goes down, but that does reveal there was a ward there. He got kind of stunned from the low ground fissure of Yapso, but definitely worth it because he uses that to invade the jungle and kill bottom and take some stacks there as Chris Luck rotates bottom himself. Kills
That
off
was
Zai.
a really cool TP by Chris Luck.
Can he get out of this one? Follow up Totem. It's going to be close, but Chris Luck survives his way through it with help from a raindrop.
Oh, bottle refill too. That's clutch. He needed that. He would have been screwed on the map because he TP'd bottom to get that kill on Zai.
And can they turn this one around here? K1 going to go walking on in. He has the homing missile. I believe they should be able to at least get Yapster. He's got the Tranquil Boot, so he's pretty speedy. Nisha looking to turn. They start with the Split Earth. The follow-up is going to be there from Chris Luck. He comes diving in Scopefield from the low ground. Doesn't land the Impale, and the Fissure will help finish off the Gyro. Nisha just doing too much damage with the help of Yapstar here. They've killed off 2. That was a 2v4.
That's Leshrac early game. He's got enough damage for everybody as long as he's protected, and Earthshaker quite the good babysitter at this stage. They're just scared to commit. Yeah, the Nyx can mana burn you, but it's just an annoyance as long as you still have enough to cast your spells.
Yeah. Even if that Impale lands, like, I mean, it was a hard one to hit. I don't think that changes anything. 1,700 damage from the Lesh. That's kind of demoralizing for Beast Coast when you have 4 heroes and you can't get a kill there and lose 2 of them.
And Shaman's level 60. Puppy. Ooh. Such a greedy support duo coming out from Secret. Like, their lineup is so greedy. I look at it, I'm just like, damn. Like, any of these cores with no farm just do nothing. Like, Leshrac needs farm, Venge needs farm. They all need farm. All these supports need levels and farm. And the fact that they're winning at this stage, I was favoring Beast Coast, but I just can't believe Secret somehow has a net worth lead with how greedy their heroes are.
Yeah. And now they are able to pressure the map with the early advantage of theirs. The Leshrac has max Edict, they've got the Serpent Wards, and while they pressure the map, of course, you've got Martu and Medusa, you can just kind of sit back and farm, so this could bode poorly for Beast Coast.
Yeah, now that K1's been booted out of his lane, there's free towers all around for Nisha. He'll just walk at this one first, then walk at the next one next, which is mid tower. They don't have the best heroes for holding mid tower. Sand King's decent with Sandstorm, just sitting yourself underneath the tower, but Whisper's playing for himself top. He's not going... Oh, he is going Blink. Okay, I was confused for a second. He does have the Blink. Tranquil Soaring Blink. They definitely need the Playmaker now, because the status quo, a little bit too much greed getting away with on the side of Secret.
Yeah. And they didn't even have to commit Serpent Ward, so this mid tower could be in all sorts of trouble. Even if they see a Sand King there, the Lesh can just go in the trees to Edict it down, and they've got great wards down bottom, so they catch Schofield. Is not going to find a way out of there.
That was a really nice fissure to buy the extra 1/10 of a second to make sure that Nisha's stun landed before the Carapace came out, because that would have just been really annoying.
Yeah. Would have got the kill regardless, but yeah.
It just saves the time.
Yeah.
Right?
And the damage being reflected, whatever it may be. Oh, the Serpent Wards, maybe preventing Nisha from edicting from the trees, but not going to matter all too much.
Stinger's rich. Deny those wards, puppy. There
he's
you
trying,
go.
yeah.
Much better. Yes. He's trying.
Yeah.
Oh, not quite.
Nice done by Chris Luck to clean them up, get some gold for it, as they do hold onto their mid tier 1 tower, which feels pretty important right now. And despite how badly the last, maybe 2-3 minutes has gone for Beast Coast, they are still pretty even on the overall net worth difference here.
I'm just a bit nervous for K1 in the mid game. If Secret is allowed to get their items, it's much easier to kill him than it is to kill Matu this game.
Yeah.
Because Matu's got a couple counter initiations, he's got saves with the Venge, and even though there's a Nyx on that side, on the other side, which seems annoying with the mana burn, I think Medusa will still be okay. I'm wondering if he's going to go the Manta Ags build, and the Manta Ags Ag Shard.
Yeah, the
Which
shard
will
against
shoot
the
the
Nyx.
shoot the snakes back out, get his mana back.
Yeah, I
Might
feel
be
like
the way
that
to go.
shard has made this Nyx matchup a lot more manageable.
Yes. You kind of get like a refund, you know? He can carapace you, I guess, but you still get the mana.
Mid lane, Secret rotate in. They want K1 holding on to defensive disruption, and once they see that Shadow Demon, Secret decide not to commit. They want to keep playing around this mid lane. Seems like they really want this tier 1 mid tower.
Yeah, he would have been a goner, but his own call down saved him. Zai on the Venge was slowed enough to not be able to get in position for the swap. As Whisper silently trying to
Invisibility.
Yeah, I imagine Secret have seen this play. He's had it for some time. Surely shown somewhere, but even if they know it's there, he's got to just find a play to make, and he's going to head towards this mid lane. Probably not the best target one to go on, especially when Yapso's in the trees with potential fissure, but they'll take what they can get. Running with the Carapace, Schofield.
forced out wards.
Okay. Found that goal. But also probably just run away as Nisha shows up, and not going to be any kind of objective from it, but still a kill nonetheless.
And Venge, Zai having space to farm. This Ag's probably the most value 4,200 gold on any hero in the game of Dota. Thoughts on that? I feel like Blink on Shaker, 4,200 gold on Venge. I feel like these are some of the most per gold item effectiveness in the game.
Especially when you're looking at like later on, like when you compare that to, for a carry to have that kind of impact this time has, like they need 20k of net worth.
Yeah,
to do
exactly.
to have the kind of impact the Shaker can with a Blink.
It's just like once Venge gets Ag, she just never has to farm again, right? You just
Yeah.
run at people, and most of the time, if it's a team fight, people purposely ignore you. They don't even want to hit you because
Yeah.
it refreshes your spells, guys. I'm not sure if people are aware of that, but when you die, your illusion gets to cast spells, and they are separate cooldown from your main hero. So you get an extra swap, an extra stun. The stun hits for 360. It's no joke.
There's the Epicenter Blink initiation. They take out the Shaker.
And meanwhile, top, Nisha's chilling. They use the Demonic Purge, and he's all good to go.
Oh, Matu's pushed pretty far forward here. Grislux pulls him back with the Vortex. Have they got the damage for this one? Stinger doesn't have a Demonic Purge. And Matu will be okay. Not quite as close as I thought it might be.
Not going Ags is going for the Scotty, which can sometimes backfire against the Nyx because you're just giving yourself more intelligence for more mana burn.
Disruption was there. They're going to hit a Split Earth. Nicely played by Nisha. May just be able to chase down Stinger here. They've killed Schofield, and they're just going to get both supports with ease as Nisha edicts down the tier 1 tower as well.
This maxed Hex build by Puppy is owning
yeah.
against the Nyx Assassin. Absolutely owning. I don't think I've seen him carapace once when they're going on him. It's almost impossible against that insta-hex, because even if you were to carapace, they'll just wait until it runs out. So I guess that was the idea. They didn't mind picking Medusa into Nyx as long as they had the insta-hex from Shaman. Makes it almost impossible for Nyx to play. He wants to be able to reactionarily pop his carapace, and that's not the case here. He has one component towards his Axe on Schofield. That doesn't feel too good.
Well, Yaps are completing the Blink Dagger. He's got the money for it.
We are going to find out, though, if my prediction will come true in the near future here, as the 17-minute mark approaches and Philosopher's Stone hangs in the balance. Will it be found? Will it be discovered by the Nyx Assassin?
He doesn't even have a neutral item. Don't you get 5?
There are 5 of those per tier now. Broom Handle. That's like a double damage rune for Nyx. He only hits for 67.
Let's see. It's armor, right?
Yeah, I mean that's value, man.
Yeah.
You're CSing right now. Look at this.
Yep.
If he misses any of these, it's because he doesn't have the broom handle.
Dire's middle tower.
We're gonna
is
pay
under
attention if
attack.
anybody lives with like 40 health or less, and he's hit them 3 times.
Runs into a sentry. The Blink
Whoa.
Echo. Yapsor deletes the Nyx, gets the fissure onto the second.
Yeah, that's a sick fissure.
It feels, I mean, this game not going anywhere near as well as last game, but this is kind of the Beast Coast motif, you know. Throw some bodies while K1 Hector farms, and in this case, Chris Luck also not there. It is the support lives.
Dire's
My
middle
only
tower
question is,
under attack.
did they think going in,
Radiant's bottom tower
okay,
is under attack.
he's acting like there's 3 heroes behind him. Let's find out. Like, is that their mentality? Because if there's anybody behind Zai, that's never gonna work.
Yeah. In my head, kind of with Beast Coast, is they're just like, you know, screw it, let's try, let's see what happens. You know, they're just willing to run and dive in. At the same time, you know, these are one of the best Dota teams in the world.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's much more.
Like the way my brain operates, I'm thinking they're thinking, I don't believe you, Zai.
Yeah.
You don't have 3 teammates behind you here.
Calling his bluff.
Yeah, but
Maybe it's like, and if he does, we find out, and that means we can
That means
aggressively
Hector's
farm.
farming.
He can, farm at the entire enemy top side of the map, etc.
because if they go on him and nobody reacts, Hector's probably scared of a smoke.
Great 2-man Burrow Strike with the follow-up damages there with the cooldown as well, and Zai does have the second life. The swaps Matu in with the Stone Gaze. He's trying to get in
Free
front of
blink
K1.
dagger.
K1 doing a nice job not getting gazed up, and they've killed off 3. They got Puppy as well in the backlines here. They do lose the Storm in the end. That was
Whisper
Nisha
looking to
finishing him off.
re-engage.
Yeah. Zai still has his Venge Illusion. Gets the Carapace out. That's going to take out the Illusion. The no detection for Schofield.
They're gonna find Nisha.
Yeah, he's in trouble. Blink Burrow Strike, the Impale there as well. The damage is more than enough. Matu's in a 1 versus 4. Sand incredibly low. Can he do it on his own? Whisper needs to stay in biz. They don't have
He runs
detection
out!
for him. Oh!
The sentry's right there.
It was... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, he ran just to the south of it. What a big kill to get.
Okay.
We need the fight recap with the Medusa. This is... Where's team fight recap number 2?
I'll look at it. Maybe it's on mine.
Oh,
yeah.
it's we got to combine. We got 1 of each.
Okay. So it's 17.
Oh, no, I've got the
Yeah,
second. I
yeah.
didn't see the first anymore.
Okay, so it's 1,800 gold swing. Just those last 2 deaths.
Yeah. And they're trying to fight without this Medusa now.
And it's 3,400 XP. Wow.
I feel like Beast Coast just team fights so well. We saw it game 1. We're seeing it again here. Whisper. He was the man in game number 1. He's looking to be the man here in game number 2 once again as he's just charging forward, hitting 2-man Burrow Strike after 2-man Burrow Strike. He wants more.
You're just chain feeding.
Another Burrow Strike coming on through. Zai with the swap out, but he's already dead. This is just his illusion. He will take out a Shadow Demon. That is just not going to cut it for Team Secret. They've given Beast Coast so much these last few minutes.
Okay. I was just curious what's going through Matu and Nisha's head to stick around there, right? Because you have Medusa Lesh, no reliable stun, the Venge Illusion was dead, both your supports were dead, and you're against, like, Nyx Sandcage. You know, you're going to get caught, so it's interesting. I wonder what was going through their head to stick around. Definitely paid the price for it, as Whisper giving them the drop in the beats with that channeling and canceling Sandstorm. One of my new favorite things to do on Sand King when you've got nothing better to do.
Just
It's kind of
See
like his
how-
taunts, right? It's kind of like
Yeah. Kind of play a game of chicken with yourself is just try and channel it longer every single time. See how far you can push it until you accidentally cast it.
you have to make sure you're within blink range of a camp if you accidentally cast it, because then you can just be like, guys, I'm farming. That's my
I like
philosophy,
it.
at
Yeah.
least.
Spoken like a true ex-carry player.
Yes,
You're an
yeah.
off-lane player
Carry
now.
player stuck playing offlane.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dire's
As
middle tower
Hector's got his
is under
BKB. Oh, Philosopher's Stone! We weren't even keeping track of it.
Wait, do they have one?
Yeah, Nyx Assassin, he's got the
Oh.
Philosopher's Stone.
Oh.
That's like a 3-minute earlier Acceptor.
They did not get the double, though.
True.
I don't think Secret have one, at least not one that I see.
We need Secret to be up by enough gold where they're dropping items to taunt, and that will be required.
Whisper, Burrow strikes away. Still being chased here. Nisha with the haste rune does manage to get away from the split earth. Yule Scepter as well. He's going to be fine. Whisper
He's chilling.
pushing his hero to the limits. And oh, what's down here? It's Schofield.
That looks like a very standard Schofield death.
Yeah.
You know, so we talk about the dead lane being, you know, top on Dire, bottom on Radiant. I feel like if you look at Schofield's heat map and death map, it's all there. It's all there. Last game, Tusk, he was dying top over and over again. In this game, he's Nyx. Different hero, same game plan. Hector, top of the net worth, baby. You just ping that Axe Scepter, you ping the BKB, and you say, I got you, dog.
Yep.
As they committed Shaman Wards for that. And
he's
he's got the
making money.
Philly. He's got the Philly, yeah.
You don't feel too bad about being dead when you go to Philly.
Yeah, that's adopted from Fogged. I believe him and Lacoste call it Philly. I don't know who started it. I think Lacoste actually started it. As he's camping on the high ground. Oh, they see him, though.
Jump on in. Sankin gets Hex before he can use a Burrow Strike. The
Nice
vision
stun.
game. Nice disruption. Going to keep him alive a bit longer. Can he get out of this one? Oh! Yapster, he mistimed the Echo Slam. They do still get the kill as Chris Luck jumps the backlines, wants the Shaman, but has to be careful. Has to respect the Hex. He gets caught by that. He's in all sorts of trouble. Two-man vision from Yapster and Secret. They've got numbers. They want to chase. They want more. They'll definitely get Schofield here. Taking advantage of the high ground Observer Ward and Beast Coast. Completely caught out.
Yeah, I think if Whisper dies, Beast Coast has zero chance to take fights. I think his Blink Stone is way too important. Because there's a lot of cast animations on Secret. Leshrac, all of his abilities have some sort of cast animation. Same with Shaker. Even Shaman except for the Hex, so that instant burrow can be very disruptive for them to cast their chain of spells, and when he dies, it's really scary for Beast Coast to enter the fight at that point.
It's kind of the same thing, yeah, the Nyx and Sankin. It's just like, do they stun first or does the Hex come first? It's like, whoever gets their spell first has such a big advantage in this team fight when there is none of that. Like game one, we had the Silencer. It's like, there's that counterplay there.
Yeah, I always like competitive Dota because you think of like supports that are really good against cores, and then you think, oh, but if they have this support to deal with that support, then it's okay. Because you can't think about that stuff in clubs. So when you see it play out in competitive, it's really cool to watch. And the thing is, Zai, he has not progressed. He is going for the Ether Lens build, so he's going for more of a play around his spells than more like an aura. The other options are like Pipe or Vlad's, or you can even go like Shadow Blade if you think you need to be pick off, but he's obviously got a lot of that. So he's just choosing to make it so he can swap further. That seems like a decent alternative. Bloodstone completed on Nisha. Both teams getting a Nether Shawl on their mid laner. It's pretty value here for both sides. That magic resistance. Both teams, for the time being, are predominantly magic damage.
Yeah.
Eventually, Matumba Man and K1 will be hitting with the physical. Are they going to force them back?
It looks like they're intent on it. They've got Serpent Wards, they've got Diabolic Deep, they've got a Medusa with an Aegis.
Okay.
And only Sanking here for the time being. They've got to maybe anticipate someone in the trees too. Yeah, Zai going to scout him out.
You can't show because of the swap.
Yep. And this tower getting chipped away. I believe this probably forces Secret back with K1 showing up, and yeah, the whole team's coming in. So some decent damage from Secret, and yeah, most importantly, I feel like they just force the entire Beast Coast team back to the base.
Yeah, that's the goal of that move. And now Beast Coast, did they not have a smoke? Because that's like the only logical progression from there, and they have one, but it looks like they'd rather just reclaim their shrine. Okay, save it for better times later. They felt like that may have been forced.
Yeah. Scotty Aegis Medusa, so
yeah,
it's maybe a little scary to fight right now. How close? Yo, Nyx has Axe. Okay, so we do have that big upgrade.
Once they get Lotus Orb on Whisper, it's pretty huge. Against Venge Shaman, it allows him to even just like Sandstorm in the middle of fights and he won't get swapped.
Yeah.
Or hexed or anything like that. I mean, you'll still get hexed, but you know, you won't get a chance to. Just a very, very good item in this game.
Round two. They, I think, saw here as top lane. Like, okay, you're going to go push top again. We're going to keep pressuring you.
No Aegis on Flash.
Yeah, Nisha's going to be a little careful. The swap save is there. Potential Epicenter Whisper cancels that one for now. There's the disruption, making some Medusa illusions himself as Matu's going to be a little bit careful. Does get Burrow struck here. Does still have the Aegis player on him. Whisper getting sunned up, gets bailed out here, and now K1 goes charging with the flak damage. They take out Medusa once. Can they do it a second time? Storm still has full mana. He can come back in. He's got an Arcane Rune as well. Finds Puppy, and the Burrow strike.
Sick
Epicenter.
Burrow.
Huge damage on the backlines here. Nisha's trying to land Split Earth. He can't do so. Medusa, meanwhile, doing some good damage on the front lines. Got disrupted again, but they're just getting deleted. The Soul Catcher is doing so much here as Matu is so incredibly low. The
Oh
Burrow
my God, again!
Whisper cannot be stopped. This
man's
man
carrying.
on the Sand King is just demolishing Team Secret.
Good to be
His
this good.
two-man bar strikes this game, I feel like I've seen at least like 7 or 8 of them.
You and I said the exact same words, like unplanned. You know, we did not coordinate that at all. It just goes to show that like it only warrants one reaction when you see those plays. Like that's just crazy.
Yeah.
This man is so good.
It's so consistent. He just hits like 3 in a row.
Schofield was always my favorite player to watch, but I unironically think Whisper is their best player. I think he is irreplaceable in this squad. I think they're all honestly all irreplaceable, but Whisper, man, I think you could tell if Beast Coast is winning based on Whisper.
Yeah.
Like whatever he's doing in the game. If he looks like this, they're winning the game. Just like last game on Timber, he's 10-1 K to D. But these type of plays are just game winning.
Oh.
He had to do 2 of them in that fight. And Chris Luck also dodged the Echo Slam by Yapstor. He was kind of predicting it. He didn't react to the Earthshaker, but he was constantly zip-zap zooping all over the place and narrowly missed on Yapstor. So that not connecting allowed Chris Luck to go back to base and reset, which was crucial damage towards finishing those targets off. So a lot of little plays, not just from Whisper, but either way, pretty incredible. And we all know Beast Coast is going to win because they got the Philosopher's Stone.
That was the way you said going right now. So the last game where, we kind of felt pretty good about Secret's draft at the start and things started okay, but then suddenly Beast, they're just team fighting so well here in the mid game. Everything kind of clicking all of a sudden, like even just the basic things like Medusa you get disrupted, those Medusa illusions just absolutely destroying the Team Secret side as well.
Yeah, that's why I was a bit concerned when they picked it against Shadow Demon. Like, you don't feel bad at all just disrupting Medusa. Her illusions, like, Shadow Demon's illusions, I think are 70%. How much? 75% illusion damage. You're getting 150% damage when you get the 2 illusions. And as long as Medusa's locked down, they're probably not killing those illusions. So that's oddly terrifying.
And it's like, even when Shadow Demon shows, they don't really have that hero to jump. Like, yeah, Shaker has a blink, but you don't really want to, you can't just jump that one hero. Shaker's waiting to play that counter initiation, so. Whereas it's the opposite for Beast Coast. They've got multiple heroes who are happy to kind of jump in or jump the back lines, kill a support.
Yeah, I wonder if Venge Swap will negate this Nyx. You still keep him in Burrow Strike? You keep him in his Burrow?
Yeah.
But the fact that he's not burrowed in like a safe spot anymore, maybe that'll be a crucial factor for them winning the engagement. But as of now, I'm just struggling to see, like, if you listed off a chain of spells to win a fight, I don't know what secrets are. Barring like a 4-man Echo Slam, which I don't think Beast Coast will give them because Sand King's always going to be in the back looking to blink. Chris Luck's going to be looking to zip. Oh, here it is.
There you go.
Maybe this is
That's
it.
Carapace. They drop the Serpent Wards. Here comes. Oh, Puppey gets the Hex off quickly, but no follow-up disables there. Chris Luck now BKBs, takes out Puppey to start things off, and they have lost the Nyx, who will buy back. Chris Luck getting a bit low on mana and health, has to ball himself out of there. As the physical damage is a bit too much to deal with, as K1 Hector on the front lines wants to go on Martu. Has he got the damage for this? Doesn't look like he's been stunned up. And with the Zai illusion coming in and sticking around,
I'm going to shut up
he's
now.
going to go down. Schofield does get out of the sentry, gets away from the stuns.
Okay.
Team Secret find themselves a good fight here, hoping for Roshan, but still at least another 45 seconds.
I was suspicious that might work, and Secret was very confident that that would work. The Lotus Orb even came out from Whisper, but Puppey willingly hexed himself. He's like, we got to make sure this Nyx does not Carapace. So it allowed Nisha to get like half of Schofield's health down by the time he actually Carapaced, which was pretty huge there. There's damage reduction from Burrow, guys. He's tanky. I think it's 40%. It is. I can't see it when he's in Burrow. Oh, it is.
You hover the axe, maybe? No,
50% damage reduction. That's a lot. 50%. That's double your HP. Daedalus on Matumba Man. No BKB yet. He is queuing up the shard and the BKB. He definitely needs those.
He's probably hoping for Roshan Shard, but
I don't think they're going to get Roche.
yeah, that's probably comes down to whether or not he's going to need the shard for a potential Roche, but because for now, just work on the BKB, get the shot afterwards, and see what happens with Roche.
Let the dice fall or the cards fall, whatever that saying is.
Cards play, dice fall.
Okay.
I don't know.
Your
See how
guess
the
is as
cookie
good as
crumbles.
mine. Cookie crumbles. That's a Bruce Almighty classic.
Dire are
See which
scanning.
way the wind blows.
That's even more classic. Okay, so that buyback's gonna hurt Schofield's item progression for sure. Whisper going for the Eon Disc. He's just gonna be like a meat shield for the team, except the initiation that Secret has, which is a pretty big item this game.
Finds himself a rune. Zeiss is fishing. He's happy to throw away his life. You kind of mentioned his job being the initiation with the, you know, he's got the Ags, he's got the second life. He can always have more swaps later on to save people as well with the illusion.
He's a kamikaze, you know. He jumps in, you kill him, he's gonna like blow up on you, you know. That's exactly what he's going for, because you just get all your abilities back. That's a lot of damage. What is he needs that level 20 talent on Zai. I think you would take the magic missile damage this game.
Stinger gets caught out. A little bit out of position, perhaps. There's the epicenter. Burrow Strike follow-up. They've already killed up Puppy. Nisha can't finish off the Sand King because of the Yules, but does do so once he lands, and Sand King going to immediately buy back. Stone gets being committed. K1 in some trouble. He's just going to look to turn and fight with the Satanic.
That mana
Can't
burn.
quite fully lifesteal up, and yep, Mana Burn deletes Medusa's mana pool. The Echo Slam is there, but Matu, he's still so damn low, and K1 going to come in for the cleanup. Rocket Barrage takes out the Venge, and Yapso dies as well. Only Nisha surviving in the trees. Oh boy.
This is just an insane Nyx game, and we saw Puppy negating that early on in the game, but now that they have Lotus Orb that Whisper is using almost exclusively on Schofield, and then this Axe, like, you're not able to take this Nyx out of the equation anymore. Yes, he ends up dying, but at what cost? As the second Roche will be going to the side of Beast Coast. Who's going to take the Shard? Sand King's Shard's pretty good. Storms is okay. I don't think Gyros is worth it in this specific instance. Looks like they're giving it to Crystal. And Scotty on Hector coming out soon. Battle of the Scotties. The only difference is that there's Nyx on one team and there's not Nyx on the other team. So after
Sure.
both heroes Satanic, or after both heroes sustain the fight, I guess I'll say, one hero will still have mana and the other one will not. So I think long fights benefit Beast Coast pretty heavily.
Perhaps different story if they can kill the Nyx at the start of these fights. but
Absolutely. Completely different story if they can.
Has the Aeon Disc queued up, which, yeah, the logical item to get after the Ag Scepter. He knows he just needs to stay alive in these fights. And
Cue the song, baby. You can't help it. You just can't help it. There's no turning back.
one of the few songs, like, as soon as you say that, like, it's just in my head.
Yep.
I like it.
Hopefully not for too long. You know, you're not going to be in your hotel room tonight. Okay. First tier 2 tower going? Oh no, we actually lost a tier 3 bottom. So
Oh, yeah.
Dire's top
This game has slipped away from Secret, because, yeah, they
they
really
were in
mid,
control.
yeah.
That Nyx Ags, I'm telling you, it was online just in time for that secret push that we were talking about.
Yeah.
And it was because of the Philosopher's Stone. Game changer when it comes to Nyx Assassin specifically. There's very few neutral items in the game that I think can drastically change the outcome, but I do believe with Nyx Assassin, because the hero does so much with one item,
Yep.
but has no way of getting that item, Philosopher's Stone makes just a day in that difference. As BKB, I'm a Tumba Man, so he will have 9 seconds where Schofield cannot push W on him and remove all of his mana. So that's good.
Definitely. This entire team screams, like, you need BKB on Team Secret, which is where, you know, Medusa's not a traditional BKB carry, but definitely against this draft.
Kind of just got to suck it up and die like 3 times first because you're in denial, you know? We've all been there, carry players, you understand. And then you're just like, well, it's time. I've been stunned for 12 seconds in a row by this Nyx Assassin. I will buy a BKB. He has the Enchanted Quiver too, which is quite a nice item on Dusa. Let your regular attack be queued up from further away. Hector, 2.5 minutes on the Aegis. That is a feature that players can see. If you guys were not aware, you have not, you know, you've been living under a rock or outside of under a rock because you don't play Dota all day. They did add that just recently. So there's no more, whoops, I died right as my Aegis expired. Unless you're oblivious.
Are you a fan of that?
I personally like it because it's like a skill thing that I don't think like adds interesting
Yeah.
mechanic to the game, but
It's
there
a-
are the players that record at the time. And everything. What about you?
I agree. I think it's a little, not gimmicky, but it's like knowing the exact second or whatever. I think it's fun to show.
Nice. Okay. Same.
We're on the
page.
same page. Yep. Little cheeky Lesh illusion, poking around, swapping on the Nyx.
He has a
He
burrow.
wasn't burrow, but he's got the Aeon disc. Can he get into the burrow afterwards? It's perhaps too late. He's been hexed now as well. The jump in. Storm Chris Luck gets gazed up. Does manage to zip his way out of there. They've taken out Puppey. That's a lot of the disables. Nisha in trouble, getting chased down by the Skadi. Gyro is the damage there. Yes, it is. Beast Coast run through Team Secret once again. And no Stone Gaze, no BKB on Medusa for the high ground defense.
Schofield's Mr. President here. Get down, Mr. President! As Stinger's like disrupting him, Whispers Lotus orbing him. They use literally everything to save Schofield. And you can tell Secret knows, like, this guy has to die.
Yeah.
Like, this guy is the carry of the team fights. As Hector is the one just pushing the right click button.
Yeah. Well, we're at the point where you can't just totally ignore Hector now.
No, this is the dream as Gyro, because the way you beat
Yeah.
Gyro is focusing him down full to 0, and there is no way they can afford to focus Gyro here. So that feels really good.
Yeah.
I think Gyro is the be-all, end-all carry in all of Dota if you can't afford to put 4 heroes on him and kill him. With the Nyx Assassin threat and even the Sand King threat and the Shadow Demon save, it just seems near impossible for Secret to play these team fights. I said that earlier, though, right before they won a team fight. So, I'm just trying to make it interesting for you guys. This is me trying to do whatever I can to give Secret a chance to make the game interesting.
Aegis is expiring, so
We know that.
for Team
They
Secret.
know that.
Yep. And they're smoking around this time, so I know there's a little window. Do they go for that swap? Puppey was thinking about some kind of a play. Starts with the Hex. Just
Yeah,
trying
get
to
him low.
bait out a reaction here. There's the Lotus Orb.
Don't finish him.
Well, you got to imagine Beast Coast themselves are saying, that we'll dangle him, but we're not going to commit. We're
nice
not going to get
try,
baited.
nerds.
Schofield's very far forward here.
It's not 20 minutes into the game anymore, Schofield.
He's got the Aeon Disc still, burrows on in. He's baiting this one. The Storm, Axe Vortex catches out 3 with the burrow strike. Follow up. It's a huge triple kill for Whisper. His Sand King has been the hero of this game, and he continues to put up a hell of a performance.
Get your poggies out in the chat, guys. This has been...
Whew.
This is just such clinical play by Beast Coast for both of these games. Secret, I think they got caught with their pants down this series. They were not ready for this caliber of team fight.
K1.
Oh my god, again!
Another 2-hero burrow into a 2-man Vortex. They thought they had an opening, but K1 just satanics and chuckles it off.
He's just flexing on him at this point.
He's like, hey, just hold me in. Blink, Echo, Yapsor
Okay.
takes out Whisper.
Okay.
Takes out the Storm, Matu.
Okay.
Have they overplayed their hand? I don't think so. They're going to buy back the Storm. I think Beast Coast are smelling victory here, so they're going to go all in. They're going to be a little bit careful, but they've got 4 down. They're going to force out a buyback, and Matu, if he dies, he's got a buyback, so maybe he can kind of keep things going a little bit longer. Zai swaps out. It's just his illusion, but he needs to keep this alive for the defense here. He doesn't want to lose
He
it.
needed that.
Yeah. Medusa would love those auras.
Oh, that's brutal. He's dead for 90 on Venge. So it's so important because he's like their disruption on their side.
Yeah.
And now, yes, Yapsor can fissure them, but if Matu walks up again, there's no Echo Slam.
They get
Even these illusions alone.
disruption. Oh,
Mana burn his ass.
playing the objective game. Be a little bit careful. They did use and commit some buybacks there. K1 has his, but Storm definitely saying, I'm not going in. They're respawning. Shaman, he's got all his disables.
Double damage top. Are they going to scout it? Looks like Kersluk's going to see it. Why not at this point?
Yeah.
Who needs damage items on Gyro if you just give him a double damage rune?
Kersluk says that's mine.
Oh, never mind. Jub baited.
Got the some overload bounces now too. It's level 25. And now time for some tier 4 items. They've got a few more to pick up still. East Coast get themselves a 2 racks advantage and a 22k gold advantage over Team Secret. Potentially about to 2-0 one of the top teams of the tournament, perhaps.
The aesthetics cap is like an insane item in certain games, and I feel like this is one of them. It's like a pseudo Eon disc, right? Like, it's not as good.
Radiant are scanning.
But
Who's gonna carry this one?
I have to imagine it's one of the supports.
Sanking with the Trickster Cloak. Psychic Headband, and what's next? He's still on the Philly. He's like, this item won me the game. I can't part with it.
It's honestly, like, the item that I was talking about, the aesthetics cap, is so good that nobody's going to use it because they know that the game is already in their favor pretty drastically, and that would just be unfair. So thank you, Beast Coast. We appreciate you in more ways than one. As Nisha is faking the Diabolic Edict, making the Leshrac duo a little weird jiggle there. He's very entertained, I guess you could say. That's why he's doing that.
For Secret, I see a relic queued up, and I'm guessing that means, yeah, a rapier. We're in that desperation territory. Down 4x.
I thought
Late
you were
game
going to say
Medusa.
Radiance. No, this is definitely where you got to go. If he dies one more time, the game's over anyway. If
Yep.
you can say those words in a sentence, then you probably just need to buy Rapier.
As for Beast Coast, they may give him some time to get that rapier up. They're content to sit back, wait for next Roshan, I imagine. Play things safe. You're looking at, you know, the third Roshan, so Refresher or Aghanim's coming into play.
Yeah, K1's at the point where it's time to consume that Ag Scepter.
Yep. He's already playing Son's Boots, so see where things head as, yes, both teams will, a little peace treaty for the time being. Definitely, I mean, considering how today started for Beast Coast, this is quite the turnaround that we're seeing so far from them.
Yeah, this is considered one of the harder opponents, at least going in. So. Chris, like you're tilting me, I'm imagining it's pretty bad for Super as well. Mira doesn't know what she's done, gods.
I think the PPD one's more annoying, more tilting.
Well, it's also really tilting when you're owning. You know, like you actually are owning and you're using PPD's line.
Yeah.
The thing about the Mira lab is that you could just spam it when you're feeding and your team's winning, you know, and you're still just as tilting. So. I think
It's more multi-purpose.
Yeah, it's the potential of the PPD one. I think is higher. Yeah. I agree with you there. He's going Refresher on Gyro. I guess that's like for the double DKB eventually. The seventh
Got
item.
the slots for the, yeah, it's like
Yeah, he's going to
some issues?
consume the Ags. I guess he's waiting for buyback plus Ags.
even when he consumes the Ags, he's got an MKB, so I don't know whether Refresher fits
Yeah,
in.
seventh item.
Okay, so it's, yeah, the old backpack one.
That's when you reset the fight, swap it in. Who does the Ags go to? Storm's already got one. Probably Shadow
Shadow Demon,
Demon.
right?
Yeah, that's
That
pretty
sounds pretty
gross,
good.
actually.
It's either him or Sand King.
If you break Venge and she dies, does she still get the illusion? Because it's tied to her passive.
Oh, they give it Sand King. I think Whisper's like, I've been carrying so hard. Give me this one.
Honestly, like he's landing two-man burrow strikes when it's not double the lane. So why not give him some lane?
How many? Are we going to see more heroes in the Bar Strike? Nisha. That's the Ag Shard, so we're going to see more and more Split Earths.
That thing's annoying.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to matter this game.
Each one just happy to stand outside of it. Do what he can. They're just happy to just chip away at this one. Maybe the swap in. He's not Barb, but he's got the A on disc. Ball in from the Storm Spirit, getting the backlines. That's Puppy again. He keeps going down. Doesn't have that BKB or an
Nick's
A on
gone.
disc. Taking out Nyx, but he'll just buy back. The Stone Gaze being committed. A1 getting low, has a Satanic. Can he lifesteal up through this one? You betcha. Still alive, still holding his ground, still fighting. As Shaker goes down, multiple buybacks from Beast Coast. They want to force this. They want to end this one. They've got 4 dead, and that's surely going to be GG. You know what else feels good? It feels good to 2-0 Team Secret for Beast Coast and their fans. This is a huge win here on day 1 of the TI group stage. That sends a message to everybody in Group B, I believe.
From Morphling into Sanking Stun into Ancient Apparition Blast.
And then Nick's Impale as well, right? You've got the Burrow and the Impale. The double bug stun. Saxa balled upon though. Tracked up and money going to be flowing into the bank accounts of GPK.
Told you a storm was coming.
Dawnbreaker has ulti available once again, so you gotta be careful about that. The stun, the heals, second relic.
Is under attack.
Is that the Radiance or?
I guess so.
Just-
I don't
I want more damage. Give me Relic.
think Radiance might be a bit tough against Nyx Assassin,
Divine Rapier.
but we'll see. could be Nullifier. I don't know. It
Yeah,
might be
could
Nullifier against
for the Wind
Ranger.
Ranger.
Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of Wind Ranger, Thompson in an awful lot of trouble. Tries to go for the kill over onto Save, and he does get the life claimed as Storm Spirit stunned up under his own tier 1 tower. Mid lane, OG get themselves a couple of sweet kills. But Nightfall found the finish onto Thompson. Seb with a burrow ready. And moves forward with a Tumbler's Toy. Another stun from the Impale, but Io with a relocate save. Kingslayer there. Make sure Nightfall is safe and sound, but OG finally getting into action.
And they're getting the kills that they need on the board. All 3 towers still alive for OG, so that's what matters, and they're putting the pressure on mid. Also, Ancient Apparition, you need to make something happen with your ulti. It got nerfed so hard, from 40 seconds to 60 seconds, level 1.
Are we going in on this? GPK says absolutely. We go on to Seb. The Burrow Strike straight through the middle of them all. The wall drop. Where's the vacuum? DM wants it. 2 men caught up. Saxa Sumail, both with illusions up of them, and Sumail on the run, but maybe with that Ice Blast flying across, he's going to try and make his way out, but stunned and chain disabled as they destroy OG.
And Virtus Pro is playing some beautiful Dota. They're just running at them. Apparently, you don't need stuns to play Dota.
13 minutes in, 17-3, 6k lead. Tier 1 tower drops.
Yeah, no matter what you want to buy, once someone has a Nullifier, this might be the fastest Nullifier ever if he decides to go for it. I don't think it's going to be Radiance because of the Nyx Assassin.
Yep.
Wants to be able to ruin Wind Ranger. Can buy a Ghost Scepter, can buy a Glimmer Cape, Force Staff. Any defensive item, this hero just completely ruins it. Not hero,
So
but
good.
the item, and he's getting very close to it. Mech done on your position 4 bounty.
Oh, that's beautiful stuff. So now you're going to have the Io with a locket soon. Mech on this bounty. Tons of sustain. Yeah, usually you think, against Ancient Apparition, you don't want to go heals, but I guess when you start doubling down like this, you just wait for Ice Blast to end and you're able to heal after it. And watch that back. GPK just says, I'm going in. And DM from that bottom right-hand corner made damn sure his wall was well placed. OG just with no response, no recourse whatsoever.
And these are all track kills, so 7k gold lead for Virtus Pro. Big zip.
Hey, look at GPK. Straight towards the Wind Ranger. Balls up. They've got another great wall drop. Thompson's on the run. Focus on the Saxa. Another quick and easy kill for them. Another track 1 and a beyond godlike Dawnbreaker. What are we at now? 10-0-4. GPK. He wants more. Oh, the Epi. Seb with a burrow. Straight back towards the Storm Spirit, but the heal at the back. Not enough this time. Kingslayer will fall as well while Save. He's on the run. OG with a response. Oh, good TP. Good invis. He's not quick enough.
Bit too late. Nicely done by OG. Sanking, hiding into trees, into Shackle, and then he follows it up with Epicenter into Burrow Strike. He's actually going Radiance. Radiance is queued up for Dawnbreaker.
Oh, what's happening, is it? Interesting. I was fully sold on the Nullifier. You made it sound real good.
Yeah, I'm very good at lying, Gary, and convincing people.
Apparently so. You're a good poker player. Well, Thompson locking the Javelin, so he's going to go Javelin into BKB, it looks like.
It's necessary against, like, Darkseer, Storm Spirit jumping you.
Oh, GPK.
Storm.
Not this time, buddy. The tips.
There it is.
Oh,
The classic OG.
that's got to feel rough for GPK. They were ready and waiting for him.
We'll see if this Radiance, pays off. You already have overtime damage is good. Stacking overtime damage is good. You're just playing against Nyx Assassin.
And you're this far ahead. Radiance always feels like such a good item. Knowing that you've got heals behind you as well. Sustain into a Radiance hero. Just keeps that damage going and going. But now OG have some tools of their own. Blink Dagger Sand King is coming. Wind Ranger, yeah, still short of the BKB. But the E-Blade from Sumail
Save,
getting
pinging
closer
it
and
out.
closer.
He's going for those couriers. Deep Observer Board placed. Let's see if he kills this one. A bit short.
Ooh. Sand King's one. Oh, no. He's thinking about it. Where's he heading?
It's a lot of couriers.
There's one. AA's courier. Is he going to kill it? No, he doesn't want to. Hey, so he wants to fight. He doesn't want to snipe a courier. He wants to fight. He wants to battle. Force the stun. Burrow Strike spent. No tail. Caught out by the Storm Spirit. Ball lightning in and Saxa dragged back with a Vortex. In comes the Dawnbreaker to star break the Nyx Assassin while Sumail has to waveform into the trees. Ancient Apparition. Helped out by the Shackle shot. In comes Seb with the Epi Burrow. Beautiful in there with a vacuum back from Sumail as well. The Radiant Burn not appearing to do too much, but with a heal coming in, GPK's kept alive and they blow through Thompson. Seb, he's got another Burrow. He's doing a decent chunk of damage and Sumail wants to finish on GPK, but he's surged. DM gets the Storm out of harm's way, dodging danger every step of the way, and Sumail chain stunned into oblivion.
Now, the healing from the Dawnbreaker, it was a good executed combo once again from OG. I believe Save did not want to reveal the ward that he placed inside the base because they would know something is up. Did not want to kill the couriers, instead just went in and attacked the, I believe it was No Tail. This fight's still not over.
No, Saxa is looking for this
the
Dawnbreaker. Oh, this is a massive kill if they can have it. Another Burrow, the stuns are coming, but Nightfall's still alive. Have they got heals for her? Nightfall, oh, the wand popped up, and Io with a Storm Spirit looking for Saxa instead, dragged into the Remnant. Saxa's dead.
Regeneration.
AA Blast will miss. Kingslayer takes Nightfall with him. You can disassemble Echo Saber because you want to have BKB in those fights, especially with Radiance against Nyx Assassin, so I assume Nightfall will do that.
We can see it back. So that was Save, setting things up, keeping that vision going. And OG, even though they found the Bounty Hunter, spending a stun on Bounty means you don't have the stun for the Storm. And if you don't have the stun for that Storm, GPK is going to dance all over your grave.
This is the combo. OG already said it, because they were in a tough spot. They will need to pull off Vacuum into Nyx Assassin stun, into Shackle, Epi, or Burrow Strike. You really don't have the best hero to turn into this game. Darkseer is definitely the best one.
Pretty much, yeah. It's got to be. Oh, Kingslayer. He's dug up a Kobold. Sentry there will spot Saxa coming. It might also give away this Radiant Vision they've got very deep. Seb leading the charge off to the west side of the map. Save scouts him out. Tracking Seb, but look at GPK. He's waiting to see who else shows up here. 2-3 heroes from VP are still in that mid lane. So Storm doesn't want to show his face just yet.
Morphling, E-Blade done. Finally, big item. Oh, he got the Morph off.
Yeah, he did. And Saxon's there to back him up. But look at that global presence, the representation from VP. Thompson turns with a BKB. They take down Nightfall. Streak now gone. GPK, any more stuns? He TP's home. Barely surviving. And Save, under a Radiant Sentry, does get scouted just for a split second there. And No Tail, yeah, catches with the dust. Burrow Strike, yeah, you can hold it. Don't need to spend it just yet. Give him the high fives instead. And Thompson will look to clear up the kill.
Radiance, this time around, no BKB. Also not going for disassemble option. You can still go back to Echo Saber. That's really good. Like, he could have had BKB in that fight instead of he bought Augur Axe, which I think is a big mistake. Also, I would prefer if that's a nullifier. You're still playing into Nyx Assassin. He's going to change down you for 5 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, the Radiant's starting to feel like a bit of an awkward choice for them.
OG is making a comeback. I see Morphling queuing up Aghanim Scepter, then you can turn into like either Nyx. There's so many good targets you can morph into your own team. Either Wind Ranger with another Shackle, Sanking with the Burrow Strike.
And DM, blink stun from Sable started off that real quick jump, apparently not quick enough. He's able to scurry away from there thanks to the Force Staff of the Bounty Hunter.
Saxa was trying to go on a creep that had Ion Shell on.
Talking to me?
Didn't manage to land the stun there.
So DM survives to fight another day. Dawnbreaker BKB is all but complete. Thompson. Oh, GPK.
我不理解。
Such a cheeky devil, isn't he? Always looking for the aggressive option. And it looks like, yeah, they want to smoke. Make a
Thompson
play.
has always been a master, innovative in terms of items. BKB, after finishing the Maelstrom, I see Gleipnir. I really like that. It's a great setup for Burrow Strike, great setup for Nyx Assassin, Stun, Shackle, you name it, and to keep Storm Spirit in place. After BKB, of course.
It's also a great way to use a stun on a bounty or a storm to force them to either BKB or mech without using burrow, right? Because you want to burrow after the start of the fight. As the focus fire from Thompson launched towards GPK, forcing a bit of heal and sustain while Seb takes down Save. That's very deep from Thompson though, still contending with his entire VP squad. Is he not going to be able to survive through that? Nightfall now, BKB's up, but the invis out from Saxa. Oh, it doesn't work. He's tracked, turns with a two-man stun. It's beautifully done, but OG, they've got to turn, run away from VP.
The rest of the team does not have this ability called Wind Run, so they cannot follow. Thompson needs to be a bit more careful. Also decided to go for the Storm with the BKB, so those Maelstrom procs are not going to do any damage. I think next big timing for OG is that Aghanim Scepter on Morphling. And possibly a Gleipnir. Sanking also getting a BKB for himself. They have no abilities that go through magic immunity, so that's going to be great. Just stand your own ground.
Man, it's mad though, isn't it? How you can be so stomped in late, getting demolished by this Dawnbreaker who went 10-0 10 minutes into the game, and it still feels like OG have a really solid chance of winning these fights and winning the match. Virtus Pro still with a lot on their plate. These team fights have got to go exactly as they envision. Roshan being scouted out. Power shots there, GPK, long ball in. Forces No-Tail to Ice Blast him, but the two supports from OG being dispatched with quickly. Epicenter from Seb though, with a burrow forward. Kingslayer's down, no IO anymore, but that crit. Nightfall just whacked straight into Seb. IO boys back as well, while Thompson chases GPK, but he's got mana to play around with. Ball lightning into the vortex. GPK hunts the Wind Ranger. Thompson, he's desperate for it. Where's the rest of VP? Nightfall comes in a little bit too late, but they've killed off 3 of OG regardless. And with the wall illusion, Starbreaker's coming. Nightfall is chasing. Thompson is running. Gets out of danger.
A bit too far. Also, Nyx Assassin bought back and died after that again, so his item progression is not going to be there. Sumail still tracked.
Well, it looks like Virtus Pro don't want a Roshan anymore though.
I don't think they have enough damage. Like this was a good pull from GPK. Thompson realizes a lot of BKB was used there, a lot of seconds, and then decides to run him down with the ulti.
He's going to try and run down DM at this point. Towards the Dark Seer. Does have Seb as backup again, just trying to hold on to these tree lines, hide away in the fog, look for any opportunity to strike back, but OG are in full retreat mode.
Wind Ranger at this point lacks a bit of damage. I want to see what his next item after Gleipnir is going to be. Maybe like a casual Crystallis, or you can go for MKB, but definitely needs to be a damage item. GPK will pick up double damage, getting closer to his Aghanim Scepter. Morphling just finished his.
Morphling Ags. He's turned into Sand King. Long range burrow strikes, they are a-coming. Epicenter, fake pumped. What's the vision looking like right now? I mean, Dire has an observer ward up here and down there. Radiant kind of lacking in vision apart from this one ward north of the Roche pit. Their scan does connect and turn red. But OG, they're tracked up. Sand King, Thompson, all spotted out. Now a track onto Saxa means Save, just keeping the vision on them. Sumail, the burst strike long range, he wants to blow up Kingslayer. He does get the job done. No buyback on him, but he's dead anyway. doesn't shift, doesn't survive. Saxa hounded by GPK and Virtus Pro. They're on the chase forward. Seb with the epicenter, looking for the Blink Burrow, catching him out, and down goes the Dawnbreaker. GPK still with the DD rune going though. Shackle Shot won't lash behind him. Turns to blow up Thompson, and DM on a killing spree.
These are all track kills.
Money, money, money. In it comes towards VP. Seb, nothing left to give. 21 charges, but no Burrow, no Blink, no survival. OG gonna be wiped off the face of the map.
6 track kills in a row for Virtus Pro. I mean, they lost the Dawnbreaker. Dawnbreaker has a buyback. Did not want to use it there. Next time they respawn, they can go inside a bit. Yeah, it's a 5,000 gold difference. AA Blast hit Storm Spirit or a Dawnbreaker and IO, so they just wanted to go in. With the Morphling, try to connect, maybe land a stun, missed, gave them vision. It's just rest of the team was not able to connect. We can see that those heroes, also IO, managed to drop instantly.
Yeah, even though they killed off the IO straight away.
Sumail didn't get the shift off, that's the biggest problem of that fight.
Yeah, absolutely right. And now, OG staring down the barrel of a GPK Storm who has BKB and works towards the Bloodstone. Sumail this time does shift strength. Roshan still alive, first one of the game. And both teams continue to vie for control around the pit.
Dawnbreaker, level 20, didn't talk about her talents. -1 luminosity attacks required, so it's 2 attacks, not too bad.
What was Thompson's courier doing over there? Not feeling too safe about it. Goes for an attempt on to save, but that's now BKB and Focus Fire down. They just desperately scramble around Roshan, not wanting to give it to VP. Well, this means Nightfall. Pulling creeps, farming waves.
Pulling creeps, 29 minutes in, efficiency.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And this is all while OG hold up on their high ground in this Radiant Triangle. And yet again, Sumail turns into Sand King. Save spotted under the sentry. OG considering their options here. They throw the Gleipnir, Storm in and out. And he's dancing on Seb as the Ice Blast flies towards DM. But Nightfall's arrival is on BKB, and the Seb Burrow Strike doesn't get him to high ground. So the Starbreaker whacks him down. Sumail's back in though. Oh, Nightfall dropping very low pretty quickly. The cold feet there, not going to snap, and the relocate doesn't take him back. Virtus Pro, a 1-for-1 trade, which OG are going to be happy about. Unless GPK finds a big fit. Oh, Sumail blown up again. The Storm cut through the trees on the left and finds the key target. Buyback though from 2 of OG. Epicenter stun finds GPK.
These are worth buybacks for OG because they will get the Roche, they will get the kills, and they will get a lot of gold from those.
They're going to find Kingslayer as well, potentially. He's got Glimmer and Holy Locket, but look at the cavalry. It's coming charging over the hills. Thompson, Sam, and Sumail. Not going to get him. Let him
Ignore him. Go for that Roche. They need to give Aegis the Morphling because he just bought back. Seb did not pop a BKB. He was holding it and then just Dawnbreaker crit him.
I'm loving No Tails items at this point, though. Tranquil's Wand.
Trying to get a Blink Dagger next.
Oh, he's got 2 clarities on Courier.
6 slotted if he splits it.
You make best situation out of no situation.
Oh, he's got plenty, look at him.
Shame.
Aghanim Scepter coming up for that Wind Ranger, it looks like. So not going to go for a damage item, but instead going to go for that Wind Run.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Evasion is not bad. These heroes don't have weight to pierce through it. Sanking Shard, one of my favorite ones. He was kind of meh, but now it doesn't sound too bad. Like it's just, 1 pulse of Epicenter. And it also adds extra 20 damage. No
Oopsie.
tail, getting caught one more time. No buyback, 45 seconds.
Of course, it happens when I'm taking a sip of drink. A double damage rune. Thompson very gladly finds it. But I think Virtus Pro know that OG is split with AA down and 2 heroes that were showing bottom not too long ago. VP are angling for that mid lane fight. And they're on to Thompson. Can he BKB in time? He can, and with a wind run, he turns to battle. Dust out from Saxa, rooting up onto Save, and Seb's there. The Sumail Morphling catches him with a double stun. Thompson's still alive somehow, finally brought down by GPK. Seb's BKB going to work, and burrows to the high ground, but Storm Spirit's still on his tail. But look at
Big burrow
Sumail!
from Sumail.
The 2-man burrow with the Impale! Kingslayer's got the heels behind with the tether, while OG, they reset and rethink.
Seb, fake pumping that. Epicenter. Virtus Pro realized we can take a fight. They knew Ancient Apparition did not have a buyback, so they just went in. Because it's serious amount of damage, and stopping the healing from Dawnbreaker, from Io is a big deal. Io upgraded the Shard, so Tether now stuns.
Nice.
And it also deals 150 damage.
He's got a wonderful neutral item for himself as well. Philosopher's Stone on the IO. Keep that
When
gold ticking
Io was
over.
first introduced, that was his ability.
Yeah.
Stun.
Or like CK IO, you know?
Tiny Io, stun people.
I also used to get vision from the balls as well, didn't you?
Yep.
So you would orb, Reality Rift, stun with the tether, stun with the CK, job's done. There's Dawnbreaker position 1. Still top of the net worth. But I don't know, there's just something off that doesn't feel quite right. It's not a super hard carry. It feels like Morphling's going to have the upper hand as this game goes later and later.
A lot of heroes in this game bought Shard. Even Dawnbreaker gives you magic immunity during the Starbreaker. Plus a BKB, and then you get 2 charges on level 25, which he is getting close to.
That's real nice. That's plenty of time left on this Aegis. A minute and a half for Sumail, and that's why the rest of his squad are smoking. I think, yeah, Thompson was just tracked up though, and even though the Lotus Orb comes, they'll know. Virtus Pro will know something's up.
我不理解。
Just business, nothing personal.
So back to pruning the waves, maintaining the lanes, keeping yourselves out on the map here as GPK looks to finish off that Bloodstone.
Virtus Pro does not want to take a fight until Aegis expires. It's going to be very soon. Less than a minute.
Was GPK thinking about it? I see some pings onto No-Tail there. Yeah, I think No-Tail realizes
It's GPK Storm.
something's up.
He's thinking about it, no doubt.
I'm keeping my eyes on this one. I'm not going to miss another one. Look at that! No, No-Tail puts a vortex down and blinks away. Sod off, GPK. I don't want to get involved with you. Storm TP's in mid, so it looks like smoke time for Virtus Pro. Aegis going to be reclaimed very shortly. 15 seconds, in fact. 2 heroes in mid. Thompson shows. If they can find a fight down bottom, and there's no way here for Thompson or for No-Tail to make their way across the map. But look at this vision. Hiding in the trees, the double bugs and Sumail behind them. Not going to get scouted, not going to get picked off. And the scan even connects on the save. Oh, the dire scan sees him. GPK makes the long ball in. Trying to find Seb, Sand King. He doesn't BKB yet. Doesn't BKB at all.
You could have tried a BKB and just possibly TP out. No buyback for a minute and 40. And those extra seconds when he bought back in the previous fight are now added. Minute and a half without a Sanking. That also means that Morphling can't turn into Sanking anymore. Probably the next target will be Wind Ranger. Double Shackle, double Wind Run.
GPK wants a refresher orb on his Storm.
I don't think I've ever seen that. I mean, I've seen a refresher shard, just not the refresher orb. Double pull.
Oh, jeez. Back wall onto 3 with a Vortex. Beautiful from Virtus Pro. Saxa, he will finally fall while Notel slammed down by Nightfall. Thompson with Sumail. They're aiming this Dawnbreaker, and yeah, they've got it trapped in the Gleipnir, but they've still got to turn tail and run. They cannot stand their ground without any stuns. Sumail and Thompson. Oh, are they done for? They're going to get caught out and chased down. Thompson, the Shuriken, bounces back onto him, but GPK's out of mana. They run low on resources. Oh, he's got Bloodstone with 16 charges, but the Shackle Shot will hold them back. Good little move from Thompson and
Nice
Sumail, but
back.
another back in again. Thompson down and Nightfall, BKB's up. Saxa's brought back for this. Do they have any reveal?
Nightfall needs to be careful. This is a lot of damage from him.
He's
He's
gonna
gonna solo
die.
kill him.
Saxa solo kills the Dawnbreaker. Does buy back and might be paying with his life, but it looks like GPK wants nothing more to do with this.
No mana left on Bounty. Shackle. Whoa, what is that angle?
That's a Sumail angle, that's what it is. Shackle Shot from the high ground down to low ground, bends. It's like we're in Wanted.
Surprised OG decided to take that fight. You know, no sanking, no way of sanking coming back into the game. That was beautiful done, as you mentioned. From Virtus Pro, nice back into the wall. Nightfall on this Dawnbreaker. If he had Satanic there, I think that's a bit of a different case. You just get pretty much a second life. If you're not hit by Ancient Apparition, of course.
Still a solid lead from Virtus Pro, but now it feels like everyone's just waiting for that next Roshan to actually plant your flag on this map and claim an area for your own. A long spawn though, 2 minutes 40, so the teams are going to have to entertain themselves otherwise.
I believe that's a double hex done on Virtus Pro. One on Darkseer and one on Saves Bounty Hunter.
Oh boy. That's huge.
It's just a great way to set things up. Bounty from the Invis, if he can cut into backlines, also possibly surprise Morphling, they can blow him up.
Yeah, if they catch Morphling with a double hex, chain up the stuns, it could be game over for OG. Buyback wise, how are we looking? OG have 1 buyback available, that's the Ancient Apparition. VP have 2, and here we go, onto Thompson we go, the Scythe of Vice, but no real follow through. So that was Save showing his. DM still smoked and has his hidden. OG, precarious position. Going from low ground to high ground right now. And Nightfall, of course, can quickly join in. GPK, the turnaround from Seb, gets the stun in onto Save. Ice Blast coming, but won't connect. Nightfall bails back out as VP, they reset. The wall's already been dropped, but Seb spent his BKB. Thompson and Sumail struggling to really get into a fight and do anything.
Those Morphling illusions are causing a lot of issues. Like, you need to be able to burst him down with the Ethereal Blade, which you kind of don't want to. You want to save that, but you might need to.
Oh, Seb. He's jumped in aggressively. Sumail with a burst strike. BKBs himself up. They get another burrow forward with a 3-man. With a Vortex, GPK. He catches the back lines, but doesn't kill anyone off. Thompson destroys the Storm. No buyback on him. Focus fires and gets a double kill. Save now. Scythe be damned. Can't do a thing.
And Roche will respawn in 40 seconds. Virtus Pro, how are we buyback-wise? They have 1 on Io. Bounty Hunter does not have 1, bought a full Hex. Storm Spirit also does not have a buyback. Dawnbreaker just deals a ton of damage, but those Shackles, like, once you get focused by a Focus Fire and Windranger's getting closer to level 25, I also want to see which talent he's going to choose. Focus Fire, like, last 20 seconds, if you get a kill, sounds really good. Because you can just use it again.
Yeah, especially after the last fight where he got 2 kills.
5 seconds until the Roche spawn. So the very annoying Ice Vortex, you're fighting there constantly. Just the combination of sanking, stunning people into with, let's say, Nyx Assassin, Sandstorm, E-Blade, all that damage is amplified.
Да нет,
You
друг,
make
я не
best
оправдываю.
situation out of no situation.
Starts to become problematic. And now, like you said, OG win the one team fight that allows them to take the Roshan. Aegis
Oh
Morphling.
yeah. Give that shard to Wind Ranger. Gale Force. It's really a sick shard. You don't want to buy it. You do not want to spend gold on it as a core Wind Ranger. As a support, it's fine.
If you get it for free though.
Yeah, this one for free sounds better. Just being able to push people or pull them, set things up for a possible Shackle, Ancient Apparition Blast. They can't run away.
My waters rise.
Now this Witchbane on the Wind Ranger, pretty damn good, especially against the Storm Spirit as well. 2,500 on that max mana pool.
Yeah, and also being able to dispel the track, purge it off, which is
Yeah.
really nice.
Super handy. VP now, even though they've had this net worth lead for the entire game, feel like they're playing from behind once more. But a two-man Vortex, jump in from Dawnbreaker, will drop down the Thompson too. He BKBs and turns to fight them. Storm Spirit has to zip away. Nightfall, Shackle shotted. Sumail's in with the burrows around. The Impale's hit onto two of them.
He
They've
stopped
got the
Relo.
E-Blade. Nightfall in trouble. Hexed up on the side though. Is GPK trying to come in with another Vortex? Yes, Nightfall Satanic up and healed to full. Sumail loses the Aegis.
Oh, he couldn't get the Satanic off.
But Seb's back in with another big burrow. OG wants to continue fighting. I'm not sure that's the greatest plan though, because Nightfall is brute forcing ya. Triple kills OG.
Well, I can say for certain, Gary, that after this game, we're going to see more of a Dawnbreaker carry.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
this hero has some sick talents. Shackle on a bounty. Not enough damage. Just not enough damage. And there are a couple of buybacks available. Unfortunately, Saksa does not have one. I think we had like 20 buybacks in this game.
Yeah, I'm starting to lose track. Well, we've got a few more. Morphling and Wind Ranger both have buyback available. As do Dawnbreaker, Darkseer, Storm, and Bounty Hunter. Well, there's a DD rune at spawn bottom. Not scouted by the courier. VP, bigger fish to fry. Focusing on high ground. They want tier 3s. They want barracks. Try and put this game to an end. 'Cause, yeah, they have led the entirety of the game, even though OG have weaseled themselves into positions. Alright, it looks like comebacks are possible. Losing
Buyback
out on your
for Morph.
buildings now. Yeah.
There's the Gale
The
Force.
Gale Force pushing them around. GPK, BKBs. They're focusing on the Wind Ranger. Thompson shredded. Buyback forced out from him. Sumail has to waveform back towards Fountain though. And you're losing out on your bottom lane of barracks. Nightfall shifts into that mid lane. They've got a Morphling illusion from the wall to play with too.
Shackle does not connect.
They focus fire on the Dawnbreaker. Nightfall straight into the mix behind the tier 4. Sumail barely waveforms away. Great Gleipnir out from Thompson, but the little piggy sprinting around while Seb. Epicenter Burrow kills off the two supports and Sumail gets a double kill. Off the
Spirit,
back of
no
Seb
mana.
stuns.
And they need to run down the mid lane. Also, double damage is available on the right side. So they need to pick it up. Dobson, he already knows. He's just checking the rune. Will be pleasantly surprised by what he sees.
Why, hello there.
I'll give it to Sumail.
We do have triple buybacks ready for VP. And Darkseer, he's smoked up, hiding in his base. There's one of them. Bounty Hunter returns. What an incredible game between these two undefeated teams at TI10 so far.
Virtus Pro, they will need to use buybacks. 50 seconds, double damage on Sumail.
They have no choice. I mean, look at that. Even through backdoor regeneration, Sumail making short work of the buildings.
Glyph is popped, 40 seconds. All three heroes.
Scythe back. In comes Seb though. They've got the burrows and the stuns, but they're losing so quickly on Sumail's HP. Now he gets
Satanic.
back in with a Satanic. The turnaround and nearly blows up save. Misses out ever so barely with that shotgun play. But that might be enough for OG to say, okay, hey, they triple board back on two of their big cores as well. Let's just sit, relax, reset, and look for our opening.
Whoever loses a core that just bought back will have tremendous advantage. Oh, DM needs to be careful.
He does have buyback, one of the few heroes that currently has it. And there comes Seb, yet again setting up for OG.
Bottom lane is pushing in. Only one catapult. OG, they will want to take a fight. They want to force another buyback.
DM has buyback and vacuum wall. Two of the most important tools here that VP has. Add in the Hex and this Darkseer, an imperative part of Virtus Pro's team fight. Aeon Disc now up on No Tail while he sits back with his beautiful Blink Dagger. Little Trickster's Cloak.
If GPK manages to buy that Refresher, that could be a game changer. Sells the wand, sells the Soul Ring. Might be it. Like double pull while you're in the wall, the double Hex from both Bounty Hunter and Darkseer could make a change. They're still not going for it. Like, they're really afraid right now to go for all in, try to force a buyback, because they just might lose. You get hexed, buyback coming out from the Darkseer, but look at Seb. That level 25 talent is insane. 40% slow and blind.
Oh, but look at that. Bottom lane. Save gets on top of No Tail. Ancient Apparition gone, but OG looking to respond. They can't stop the TP's home. So now we're back into a 5v4, but this time favoring Virtus Pro. OG, what do? Run back to your base, cower and hide, wait for VP to come to you. Because they're smoking. They're coming. 4,500 HP on this Dawnbreaker. Incredible power and strength from those thighs, propelling VP towards victory.
Hold the high ground. There's a gem on the ground. Thompson, does he want to pick it up? He already has one. Don't need two.
Very sneakily, Kingslayer. His ward is spotted. But VP only have one lane pushing in. Bottom and top going to start trending in towards that. But Dooman, with that two-man vacuum and the wall, no real follow-through. I was expecting a bit more there. Gale Force causing some issues. Sam and Thompson make the play in towards
Can they
them.
blow him up?
DM,
Yes, they
Darkseer's
can.
going to die and Nightfall's fallen as well. They blow up two cores. No buyback on Nightfall and Save's in trouble as well. The epicenter double burrow gives triple kill to Seb.
That's game. They don't have the buybacks on these heroes.
No Tail doesn't even have the voice line, but he's going to drop the rat-ta-ta-ta-ta anyway.
He already used all of his voice lines, so he just went for the triple.
Oh my goodness, a minute and a half, no Dawnbreaker, no Bounty, no IO, Storm and Darkseer, they're all that VP has.
Yeah, that's the budget voice line. If you have no money, if you used everything, look at this graph.
It's the first time OG has been in the lead this entire game. 50 minutes of VP dominance turned on its head.
They need to go. 75 seconds without a Dawnbreaker. Bottom lane is approaching, but you have two Wind Rangers in your base. They also have no glyph.
Go tier 4s! OG have done it, boys! They're going to close this one out. 35 to 53. They were down like 20 kills, and now they're winning. Victory's within sight. DM tries. He's got a BKB up, and GPK zips in, but what can a Storm do on his own? Absolutely nothing. He's stunned. He's disabled. DM's gone.
Gary, when it's time to call it, it is time to call it.
SGG.
Man, what a comeback from OG in this game. This is why Dota is such a beautiful game. I mean, I watch the other esports, but this is why we're the best game in the world. No doubt about it.
8 minutes in. 8 minutes in. Other games, you know, they've got 2 kills going on. We've got, you know, 15 to 2. Oh, one team's out of it. There's no way you're coming back into this. OG slam their heads into the wall over and over again, winning team fight after team fight.
What were they down? Like 20,000?
It was like